Hey friends, it's Yams with Yams Cozy Arcade, and welcome to another episode of the Cozy Arcade Weekly, where we casually get into gaming news, gaming tea, and talk about a little bit of tech. So if you're into that sort of thing, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Now first, we're going to get into the Witchbrook Dev Blog and talk about how people are feeling about Witchbrook at this current state. And y'all, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. But before that, let's get into the dev blog, which I feel like gives a lot of insight into what's going on behind the scenes. But yeah, then we're going to talk about how people are really feeling. Let's get into it. All right, so first I'm going to kind of read through this so you can get a little bit of insight into what's been going on behind the scenes of Witchbrook, and hopefully it will help you kind of understand the workings behind the scenes. But as I'm reading this, I want you to form your own thoughts first. Okay, let's go. It says, hello fellow witches. The weather may be getting colder and the days shorter and darker, but the team has been as busy as ever crafting content for you to get stuck into during your time in Witchbrook. In case you missed our last dev blogs, so far we've discussed the simulation of Mossport, as well as the design and inspirations of the college. This time we're sitting down with the senior artist Jade Evans to focus on one of our favorite ways to express your unique identity: character customization. But before we were able to get into the threads and textures of player customization, we had to ask ourselves some very important questions. How is this system used throughout the game for various characters? How detailed can we get with our pixel art clothing? Will everything look good when animated? What rules do we need to put in place to stop this from ballooning? Can we wear scarves? Yes, but they've been designed as evil. Okay. And here's Jade's perspective. Let me get to my Jade. Hi everyone. That's not what it says. Hey everybody. Across Witchbrook's development, I've had the pleasure to have worked within many different fields, from concept art to character animation to character animation and everything in between. In this dev blog, I'm going to hone in on the fundamentals of our character customization and how we've been tackling balancing freedom for the player without creating huge production headaches. I've had the fun but challenging task of deep diving into world building via its citizens, including design and animation, and spearheading how these all come together in a city as big as Mossport. As a team, we're pushing the boundaries of the medium through constant experimentation, not just with art, but the tech behind it, to redefine what character design can look like in a pixel art game. As an animator and a self-professed fashionista myself, I'm obsessed with the little details that bring personality to the forefront, and in our case, clothing is one of the critical and immediate ways to make a game world feel alive. Witchbrook is often compared to Habbo Hotel for its isometric pixel art aesthetic, but one of my influences lie elsewhere in the 2000s. Browser games. When I was younger, I would play pixel art dress-up doll games for hours. Oh my gosh, so did I. I played those games so much. It's crazy. Anyway, so it's been really satisfying to tap into those experiences with our own in-game fashion. Not only am I drawing from my own tastes, experiences, and countless hours of research, I often find myself coming back to the question of what would young me find fun. I don't know if you guys were into that, but I definitely play a lot of that. I don't know why. I don't even know how I found it, but I did, and I was dressing up in them little pixel characters. All right, character creator variety. Fashion plays a large role in life sims, and we wanted to provide the player with a ton of options so they can make their witch really feel their own. Variety is key when considering the designs for clothing. We wanted to explore different silhouettes, palettes, and styles to avoid falling into the trap of everybody looking the same or restricting player expression. Important. Whilst there's nothing wrong with t-shirts and jeans, it's always nice to have more choice. Mossport is also a living, breathing city with hundreds of pedestrians going about their lives. If the clothes don't feel seasonal or weather appropriate, they're going to look out of place and break immersion. That's something to really consider and think about too, because I have thought that before within games, kind of okay, why it's snowing outside, why everybody wearing t-shirts? I don't understand. But at the same time, I feel like that's a lot of work to have all your random NPCs now have like a bunch of different changes of clothing. So, whew, yes. Anyway, players should be able to see themselves in the game. So we've included a variety of skin tones and hairstyles covering a range of different hair textures. Sorry. The system we've created includes different fringe options or bangs for those of you across the pond that can be mixed and matched. Mossport Salon will let you change up your style anytime, from hairstyle and color to trimming or growing your facial hair. Hallelujah. I love just the fact that they're bringing up, you know, ranging hair texture, skin tones and whatnot. Like, that is so very important in games. But let's take a look at this real quick. Honestly, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good, y'all. Like, I dig it. Okay. I like that. We don't believe in setting any limitations for what the player can wear, regardless of gender. Any hairstyle, clothing type, facial hair is up for grabs for the player, which is nice. That's really good. Witchbrook may look like it involves 3D due to its fidelity, but it's entirely an illusion. Everything in this game is 2D, including our characters. For an isometric perspective like Witchbrook's, 8 directions is necessary to believe you're traversing through the game world. To make things more efficient for production, we animate 5 rotations, and then the engine flips the remaining 3 angles to make 8. To do the maths on just walking alone, there are technically 5 directional walk cycles with 6 animation frames each. That's 48 hand-painted animation frames. Believability in how the player character reacts to specific scenarios was very important to us. For example, with broom riding, there are tons of forces at play, such as gravity, the wind, your speed, and we wanted to reflect those. There's a subtle animation of your legs swaying in the air and your hair streaming behind you. If you speed up, your character leans closer to the broom and your hair billows even faster. All these what if scenarios and how we would expect a real person to react means the animations can start to stack up quick. As of writing, the player character has over 1,300 frames of animation that have all been drawn by hand. Yo, like, after reading this, I'm like, ooh, like, I don't know anything about designing, you know, games or creating games or anything like that, but just this alone just makes me tired. Like, just thinking about every direction the character is walking, you have to animate the hairstyle to match, especially with the speed at which you're walking. The clothes that you're wearing has to make sense. That's like everybody's different arrangement of clothes and hats and hair and everything. That's a lot of work. Now, I don't know how games do it, because I do feel like, you know, we've obviously seen it done thousands of times before, but I don't know, it's just kind of like, it just seems like a lot, like, when you think about it. So I guess they're just saying that thinking about this, like, it is taking quite some time to create all these frames by hand. So yeah. All right, let's watch this wind rushing through your hair. My question though is, this is great. This is great what we're seeing right now, like the salon so far and flying. But even when Witchbrook first was like talked about, I was kind of wondering how the gameplay actually works. Like, are you freely flying around? Like, I don't know. I just don't understand how that works. Or is it like automatic? I don't know. But they said depending on speeding up and slowing down. So I assume you have control over that. So do you have control over where you can fly, or is it like is it like a road in the sky? Like, I'm just curious. Like, this helps to see like how the hair movement works, But I want to know like how the actual gameplay works, you know? All right, clothing system. We know players, myself included, love to accessorize, so we've pushed to allow as much layering as possible. Players are able to wear 11 layers at a time, not counting hair, fringes, and facial hair, and we're so excited to see how you style your witch. A crucial part of my work includes ensuring all clothing options work seamlessly with the player character's 1,000+ frames of animation. Since each frame of clothing is hand painted, this quickly adds up to a wild amount of work, especially when we start becoming more adventurous with clothing options. It quickly became apparent that we would need a bespoke system that could be flexible enough to support multiple variations of clothes without adding too much production overhead. This became the clothes mapping system. Similarly to 3D games, a texture is designed and then projected onto a mask that's shaped like a piece of clothing, such as a shirt or a pair of trousers. However, these presented big challenges. So challenge number 1, our sprites are tiny. Texture projection works best when you have larger models, so there's more room for detailed designs to fit within the mask. Early on, we noticed that complex shapes and patterns were simply unable to squeeze into a mask that's less than 20 pixels wide. That is true. That is true. That's rough. Okay. Challenge number 2. Our masks sit on top of our players' characters' body and need to react every time the body moves. So each mask would still need to be designed for every rotation and for every unique frame of animation. Woo! Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot right there. Again, with the hair, like just every little tiny frame, every movement of animation, you have to change it or make it, make sense and make it match. That is a lot of work. That's a lot of work. All right, let's watch pixel mapping. I mean, but they look like, this looks good though. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. Y'all got it. Y'all doing good. But yeah, I can see how that could definitely be a lot. But, that looks really good though. All right, the first image is the grayscale mask that we animate across all the player character frames. The second image is our tester texture for positioning of the clothes mapping. Take our cropped cardigan design as an example. While it starts as a flat design, our system dynamically adjusts how it is mapped on the character based on the mapping nodes. This happens for every animation frame in every direction. Put plainly, it means that whenever we add any new clothing textures, they are automatically projected across all of our frames without a manual rework. All of our clothing textures are designed using RGB-based colors, which allows for separate color assignment in our palette system. This allows us to have nearly unlimited color customization options so players can mix and match to their heart's content. Currently, we have 5 masks for clothing: a dress top, a shirt, a pair of trousers, a long skirt, and a short skirt. Using only these 5 masks, we've already created 60 unique clothing items, from vests to corsets to biker jackets and much more. And this is before factoring in color variations and accessories. Okay, I mean, we got something going. Got some. Okay, I like it. All right, my sport has layers. That looks great, but I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of looking behind. It's seeing how the characters are like moving around back there. Y'all, that looks really good. Is that how the characters are just gonna be like walking around? I don't know. I feel like it seems like it's a long road ahead, but I don't know. Everything's looking really good, so I don't know. All right, Calico and brands. The final touch for our clothing system was to design Calico, Mossport's clothing shop, first shown in Hannah's reveal, and its fashion brands. We tried to make clothes shopping feel like a relaxing experience where finding the right piece of clothing feels more like browsing a curated boutique rather than scrolling through an endless inventory. Witchbrook, yes. I hope that this all comes together so well for us. I really do hope so, because that is one thing, I'm not even gonna lie, that I don't particularly like, is when you go to the clothing store and it does just kind of feel like just an inventory bank and you're just scrolling through. I mean, it's cool. I mean, at the end of the day, you get your clothes, you get to wear them, and it's fine. But I don't know, I like how they're putting this, that it feels like, you know, a curated boutique rather than feeling like you're just scrolling. Like, I like that. At least I like the word choice here. Calico sells a number of distinct brands, each with their own aesthetic and personality. My personal favorite is the Labyrinth, our gothic line featuring corsets, dip-dyed jeans, layered oversized tops, yes, and chunky boots. Every brand offers something unique so that players can find themselves amongst the racks. I love that. Okay, let's watch this. Like, honestly, the world looks so good. The world looks so good. Look at this Calico. Look at that. This Calico, so we can just like walk in. And what is this, a dog? Dog place? Like, what's up? I said dog place. I meant like pet store. So wait, is it like, I know we got Calico, so it's like, oh my gosh, y'all. My mind is going so fast. But overall, everything looks really good. The characters look really good. I love this. Yeah, okay. Pause right there. For me, character animation has always been a true labor of love, an immense amount of work, but incredibly rewarding. Seeing how much freedom players have to express themselves through fashion, or noticing pedestrians bundled up in winter coats, or students in uniform has made it all worthwhile. It truly feels like magic when it all comes together. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay. And this is the last part of the dev blog, which is meeting Cormac. Anywho, it says, previously we've introduced you to the bright and bubbly Hannah, and since you've met the ever-curious Eli, editor of the Oracle, keen-eyed witches will have seen that another of Mossport's eligible bachelors, Cormac, has entered the fray. A gifted artist and the self-proclaimed black sheep of his family, Cormac is a witch who would rather be capturing the hues of Mossport in art form than sat in a stuffy old classroom. With a perpetually paint-streaked persona, he will find a kindred spirit in those who can appreciate and find beauty in the unconventional. You'll often find him hunched over a canvas at the Briny Bush, an art shop down by Parasol Sands. And there you have it, guys. There's Cormac. He looks pretty cool. I love that he's an artist. The black sheep of the family, I get that too. Yeah, great. I love this. Okay, cool. And that's about it for Witchbrook right there. Okay, so here's what's going on. So people are feeling very upset with Witchbrook's communication. So I don't think, it's necessarily the game or anything like that. I think honestly people are okay with being patient, waiting for the game, even if it is delayed, even if it is pushed back. I think people are just more upset because there's a lack of communication. And honestly, I think the lack of trust really can ruin the relationship between, the gamers and the audience with the developers. And so here we have another case of people feeling like there's a lack of communication. Pretty much what was thrown out there is that there will be more communication concerning Witchbrook, and it feels like there's less communication concerning Witchbrook, even though we just read a dev blog about it. But I guess it's just not enough for some people. People are like, we need more. And the biggest thing is that people are like frustrated because they're like, where is the gameplay? And I even said that, and I thought that even while I was watching it, was like, I love seeing, the customization. I love seeing the, the characters. I love seeing all of that, but I think what would make a lot of people feel at ease is if we see actual gameplay and see how the game actually works. Like, again, like me thinking how flying works, like trying to figure out how that works in the game. Even though we see someone flying in the game, that doesn't really explain how the mechanics of flying work. So I think that's where the frustration lies, is the lack of communication, which, you know, is paired with like not knowing how gameplay works. We're not seeing any of that. And Witchbrook has kind of been talked about since 2016, like we're almost 10 years. Witchbrook was talked about in 2016. We're about to jump into 2026. And so I think just the fact that it's been 10 years and people are not getting, you know, anything more than, you know, just the maps and characters and things like that. I think people just want to see like actual gameplay. They want to see something more than what we've been getting. Again, if you put in that perspective, if it's been 10 years, it does feel like a long time. But at the same time, you know, we wait on GTA for however long it takes. So it is what it is. But again, with GTA, we have experience with the other GTA games, so we know what to expect, so we're okay with waiting. Whereas Witchbrook, there's like nothing. And with a lot of these, you know, companies just ditching games, it can be a fear. I don't know personally how I feel. I'm okay with being patient. I'm okay with waiting. I would like to see gameplay footage. I think that's the only thing I really care about, is I want to see like actual gameplay. I just want to see how the mechanics work. It's cool seeing like cosmetics. It's cool seeing mechanics of like the hair flying or things like that. But I want to see like actual gameplay, like something happening in the game, which brings me to the next topic. And now we're gonna have a quick tech break. Hopefully this item will be of use to you. Hopefully you'll get a little bit more out of it. This is a desk essential that I use every single day. And I'll see you guys in a second. All right, welcome to today's Tech Talk. We're gonna be talking about an item on my desk that I absolutely cannot function without. And I don't even stream all that often. And it is the Elgato Stream Deck. All right, so some of y'all might be thinking like, what is a Stream Deck and why is it so important to you? Why do you need it on your desk? And I'm so glad I can get into it. It is a programmable like desk utensil where you can customize each button to get it to do basically whatever it is you want it to do on your computer. For the standard Stream Deck, it has like 15 keys. So each of those keys, you can make it do almost whatever you want it to do. You can make it open up an app, you can make it open up a website, you can make it record, you can make it start streaming, like whatever it is you want to do, you customize each button. And something special about the Elgato one is, I don't know, I just feel like it is so well made. It's so well made and the buttons just feel so nice. Like, I don't know, Elgato did that. Elgato did that. So some things that I personally use it for, if I do stream, it is so handy. So I tell people this all the time, even if you're not a streamer, even if you don't think you'll ever stream, it is still useful. Now, even though the name Stream Deck is like meant for streaming, yes, that's true. It is the best when you stream. You don't have to stream. Like, even if you want all of your buttons to be for like Excel, like you could do that. Even if you want all your buttons to open up different websites, you could do that. I actually use a Stream Deck Mini at school when I'm teaching. So for each grade, I have like first grade, and then I have all the files, all the videos, anything I need for, you know, first grade to use, I put it in there. So I'm obviously not streaming at school, so you can use it for anything. But like I said, it is best for streaming. It is like your best friend. It's so easy. You can sit there and be lazy and you can start streaming. You could record your gameplay. You can like make certain things pop up on the screen. Like, it is so useful. And I could get more into this if y'all want me to in a separate video, but I just kind of wanted to bring up the Stream Deck and how essential it is for me. So the standard basic one that has like 15 keys is probably your best bet. It's about $150, but be on the lookout for sales because yeah, they be around. And even though it only has 15 keys, you can actually create like different folders and different pages. So one of the buttons out of the 15 you could do for like just to go to the next page, or you could use 2 buttons to go back and to go forward. So you could have multiple pages, and you can have a lot of folders. So every single button could be a folder to open up more tools. Like I said, at school, I use the Stream Deck Mini, which is really great. It only has 9 keys, but like I said, same thing with folders and pages. Like at school, I have different folders for each grade, and I have different pages, so you can customize to your heart's content. And here in my setup, I use the Stream Deck Plus. This one has the screen on it, so you can touch the screen, you can customize the screen, like you can really go crazy with this. But I got this one because it does have dials, and so I can change my lighting and dim the lights. I can change volumes on things. So yeah, it's really useful. I connect this with the Elgato key light and the Elgato Wave 3 mic. If you have all the Elgato products, you can have a nice little Elgato family and make them all run together. It's kind of like the Apple ecosystem, but it's just the Elgato version of it. And y'all know how I feel about the Apple ecosystem. I'm locked in. So same with Elgato, I am locked in. So do you really need the Elgato Stream Deck? Yes and no. If you're streaming, I say yes, you definitely need it because it's just so helpful for you. It's so essential. It will save you a lot of headache in the future. If you're not streaming, I don't think you need it. I think it would just be nice to have. Once you do have it, I think, you kind of realize like, oh, I could change my temperature with this. I could change the lighting with this, and I don't know, I kind of get hooked. But I don't think you necessarily need it if you're not streaming. But if you are streaming, I do think you need it. All right, that's it for today's Tech Talk. Make sure you like this video and make sure you subscribe for more of the Tech Talks that will be in the Cozy Arcade Weekly. And if you want a full version of what we talked about today, then let me know and I will surely do that. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye. Paralives. Okay, so we got another glimpse of Paralives, actual gameplay footage, who knew, of how Paralives is going. Y'all, I was super excited when I first learned about Paralives. I was so ready for this game. Honestly, I just need a competitor for The Sims because The Sims has just been frolicking and flaunting around with no competition, which makes it so that it's easier to just price things higher than what they should be, or just add money tags on every single little thing. So having a competitor is super exciting. So, we had Enzoy and we have Paralives. So we get a little bit more into Paralives since Enzoy was released. We get a little bit more into Paralives and we were able to see a little bit of the gameplay footage. Now, the reactions are mixed. A lot of people like where the foundation is with Paralives, like, just the overall look of it and the goals that you can have inside of Paralives. Like, all of those things are really nice and people are really responding very well to that. And just seeing, gameplay footage. People love the transparency of showing, even with bugs, even with things clipping into one another, even with all of those things, that they're so willing to show you the actual process of what's been going on. I think that builds trust within the community. So go Paralives, good job on that. I think what they're building could be really, really great as it continues to grow. So this is definitely a game to keep your eye on and to keep checking on and just watch it as it builds. I mean, even when we think back to The Sims, it did not start the way it looks now. It definitely didn't start that way. Actually, Sims was pretty fun back then. Not even gonna lie, it was like very flat, but very fun. But I think we just got to give it a chance to grow and to build into something really, really great. But overall, I think it looks really good. I was a little, kind of weary with the art style at first, like a long time ago when it was first revealed. I was just kind of like, I don't know how that works, but seeing it in motion looks really, really good. So I also like that. However, people are noticing that the immersion doesn't feel really strong and there's no like atmospheric sounds or atmospheric things to make it feel more lived in, to make it feel more realistic. It just kind of feels empty and bare. Again, I think over time that will change, that will get better. I think that's an easy thing to change up and fix and implement. But yeah, it just feels really empty and feels really bare. Even when I was watching it, I was kind of like, yeah, I can see that. I can see it not feeling, you know, lively. Obviously there's bugs and there's issues and things like that. Again, I think any game that is in early access, any game that is like starting off, they're saying that so that you are aware that there are bugs. So the fact that people are like, there's bugs in the game, like, I don't know why y'all feel that way. Like, it's clear, it's an early access game, it's gonna be bugs. Now, if a game is released talking about, this is it, this is the best game you're ever gonna play, it is fully finished, it is, here it is, and then there's a ton of bugs, I think that's when y'all can riot. But when a game is early access or they're like starting off, it's like, they're just trying to show you, or they just want you to play it so they can get feedback to fix the bugs, for you to just be like gasping over some clipping in the game. Like, come on now, like, let's be real. I mean, obviously you can't ignore it, you gotta point it out, it is what it is, but at the same time I'm like, you either play it with the bugs and just get over it, or you wait until it's better. So it's up to you, it's your choice. But yeah, just the fact that people are like shocked that that there's bugs and they're like, I will wait. I'm like, you do that. Again, I just want a game that will compete with The Sims. I don't know how y'all feel. Like, do y'all think Paralives has a chance to be a competitor? Personally, right now, obviously I don't. But do you feel like in the future it has the potential? I really kind of want Enzoy to be that game, but I don't know what the deal with Enzoy is. Like, why? I feel like people play Enzoy and they were like, anyway, back to The Sims. But Enzoy looked really good. And I think Paralives has a lot of potential. I don't think it's there just quite yet, but I do think it is getting there. I also feel like the UI could be, I think it looks really clean. It looks nice, but I don't know why. I just feel like it could be, it's good, but it could be great. And I'm saying that as someone who has never made a game before, but you know, I'm just a visual person. I like the visuals. So I'm like one of those people that go to the art museums and I just take it all in, and I make commentary about it. Can't do it, but I make commentary. I say that and I'm a whole art teacher. But anyway, yeah, the game is obviously delayed to 2026, but again, I feel like it's okay for delays to happen. I feel like y'all get one free delay at this point. One free delay. After that, no more delays. Can't keep pushing it back. But yeah, if that makes people feel better, play a game that has less bugs. If it's pushed back, then cool beans, I'm down for it. But yeah, anyway, that's Paralives. All right, that's it for this week's episode of the Cozy Arcade Weekly. Hopefully we can get into a little bit of what's going on with Paralives and what's going on with Witchbrook. Are you excited about both of those games, which are supposedly going to be released next year in 2026? Which game are you most excited about? What are your thoughts on Witchbrook and what's going on behind the scenes? And what did you think of the Paralives gameplay video this week? What were your thoughts as you were watching it? Let me know. Don't forget to like this video if you have enjoyed the Cozy Arcade Weekly, and please, please, please subscribe for more. I would really, really appreciate it, and it helps me so much. Yeah, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.